The Gold Bug, Part 2. Legren laughed when Jupiter said that the bug was bad luck. He spoke softly so that Jupiter could not hear. He said to me, "I call it the gold bug." "Let's have a look at it," I said to Legrand. Legrand opened a small box. He took out the gold bug and handed it to me. The bug felt very heavy. "Are you sure it's dead?" I asked. "It's dead," said Legrand. "But before it died, it bit me." Just then Jupiter came into the room. He said, "Yes, sir, that bug bit Legrand. It sure did, and Legrand has not been the same ever since." Legrand laughed. "That's a silly thing to say, Jupiter," he said. I asked Jupiter, "What do you mean Legrand has not been the same?" Jupiter said, "Ever since that bug bit him, all he thinks about is gold. All he talks about is gold. He thinks that he is going to find some gold. He thinks that he is going to be a rich man again." "It's possible," said Legrand with a smile. I looked at the bug in my hand. It really did look like it was made out of gold. Then Legrand handed me something else. He said, "I found this near the gold bug." Excuse me. At first I thought it was a piece of paper, but it didn't feel like paper, so I asked him what it was. Legrand said, "It's a piece of parchment." "Parchment?" I asked. "What's parchment?" Legrand told me that parchment is made from the skin of a sheep or a goat. When it is dried out, you can write on it, he said. It's much stronger than paper, so it can last a very long time. I looked down at the parchment. It was blank on both sides. No one had written on it. Just then, Wolf began to bark. Wolf was outside in the cold, and he wanted to come in. Jupiter opened the door, and Wolf ran into the room. He was happy to see me. He liked it when I scratched him behind his ears. Wolf ran over to my seat near the fire. I was still holding the piece of parchment in my right hand, so I scratched Wolf behind his ears with my left hand. "Look out," Legrand said. "Wolf is pushing you into the fire." Legrand was right. I pulled my right hand away from the fire, and I put the parchment on the table. Legrand picked up the parchment. He looked at it and started to say something, but then he stopped. He just stood up quickly and put the parchment in a safe place. After dinner, I saw Legrand put the parchment close to the fire again. It looked like he was reading something, but I knew that the parchment was blank. Finally, I said to him, "What are you doing, Legrand? Why is that silly parchment so important to you?" Legrand said, "When the gold bug bit me, I dropped the bug in the sand. I had to get down on my hands and knees to find it. That's when I found the parchment. The gold bug is not that important, but this piece of parchment might be very important." "Why?" I asked. "I can't tell you just yet," he said. "Why not?" I asked. "Because you won't believe me if I told you," Legrand said. And that was all that he said. It was late, and it was time for me to go home. A few days later, I woke up and heard someone pounding on my front door. I jumped out of bed and opened the door. It was Jupiter. He was shouting at me. "I knew it! I knew it!" he yelled. "What's the matter, Jupiter?" I asked. "Tell me what's wrong." Jupiter spoke fast. "Legrand is gone. He's been out all night. He still hasn't come back. Wolf has gone too, and so is that gold bug." I patted Jupiter on his back. "Relax, Jupiter," I said. "Maybe Legrand couldn't sleep. Maybe he just took a walk." "No, sir, no," said Jupiter. "It's all because of the gold bug. The bite from that bug has made him crazy." I went back to the hut with Jupiter. Legrand was not there. We decided to wait a little while longer before we called for help. "If he isn't back in 1 hour, we will call the police," I said.